Welcome to the channel. My name is Matisse. Today we're going to talk about Devil's Reign. We're going to cover issues 2 and 3. So the story by Chip Zdarsky, it feels like a retreading of everything that went down during Marvel's Dark Reign, as I mentioned in the previous video, but there are some aspects that I do like about this particular story arc in general. So in the previous issue, Wilson Fisk has enacted a new superhero registration. And he wastes no time. Like, he sends out his Thunderbolts to capture any superheroes, even if they're not operating as superheroes at the moment. Because at the beginning of issue 2, we have Crossbones trying to take in Danny Rand, who I'm not sure at this moment is the Iron Fist in the first place. Then we get this really cool moment where we have Taskmaster and Whiplash, that they know Spider-Man is tied to the Daily Bugle and they want to draw him out. So they take a bunch of hostages. This obviously calls the attention to Spider-Man, who's not the original Spider-Man. Like, I don't know where Peter Parker is during this story. Here we have Ben Reilly, and we get this really awesome battle where he goes up against these two villains, where surprisingly Spider-Man gets his ass handed to him by Taskmaster. He gets captured and taken to the authorities. At the police station, he gets unmasked, and the police do not know who the hell he is. He doesn't even have fingerprints. But the thing is that Ben Reilly is in real bad shape. So as I mentioned in my previous video on this story arc, I had not read the Daredevil series that built up to this crossover. It never came out here in Argentina, so I have no idea how or why Elektra is Daredevil at this time. Because also Matt Murdock is Daredevil too, so that's sort of confusing. So we get this situation where Elektra is able to infiltrate herself into Kingpin's home. She plans to take down Fisk once and for all, but things go wrong. Now she's on the run, and Wilson Fisk has sent Kraven after her. Now this is never mentioned again within the context of this crossover. So I guess this is a setup for a bunch of tie-in issues that never got published here. And that is so freaking frustrating for readers that live outside of the US. Now, while all this is going down, we have the Avengers trying to cook up a plan to take down Fisk once and for all too, but very conveniently, the Avengers do not have any of the big heavy hitters in the roster. If Thor would have popped up in the story at any moment, it would just have ended right there. But one of the things that I find interesting that ends up happening is that Luke Cage actually decides to run for office. He's actually going to compete with Wilson Fisk. Also, at this moment of the story, we discover Dr. Octopus has a pretty cool plan put into motion. He's actually found other superior versions of himself through the multiverse. But instead of stealing Peter Parker's bodies in those respective realities, we have a superior Wolverine, a superior Ghost Rider, and a superior Hulk. So we have like this very twisted version of the new Fantastic Four. So the interesting thing within this story is this push for power that we have Wilson Fisk and Otto Octavius. Like, they're sort of, even though they're allies, they're competing with each other. I just love the friction that we have between both of these characters. We even get this really awesome moment where the Avengers try to move in to take down Fisk. And we have Otto Octavius just waiting for them with his team. And we actually discovered that the Avengers had been infiltrated by the Chameleon. And the Avengers just get wrecked. They have to hightail it out of there. Then the story cuts to a couple weeks in the future where we have the Invisible Woman who is able to escape from prison. At first, I thought it was super lame the way she was able to break off the power dampener that she had on her neck. But later on, we discovered that the designer of those power dampeners was Reed Richards. And he actually put in a failsafe that if any of the Fantastic Four were captured and they put one of these on them, they would know how to bypass them and get them off. So it happens that the Invisible Woman provokes this pretty cool jailbreak. Also, at the same time, we have some of the members of the Thunderbolts rebelling against Fisk because they realize that what they're doing is completely wrong. I actually really like the change of heart that Rhino has in this story, because he was sent to hunt down and kill the Purple Man's kids. And when fighting against the champions, he's like, no, I just give up. Like, I'm not in this to hunt down and kill kids, and I don't want to hurt you guys either. And I really like that detail, because it just shows off that the Rhino is not this evil dude. He's a muscle-bound goon, an enforcer, but he's not going to cross the line in killing kids. Also, during this time in the X titles, the Rhino actually had become friends with Gambit. He would hang out in the Krakoan embassy's basement, playing cards with Remy. Gambit actually had created like his own parallel bar with no name there. So what happens at the end of issue 3, we have Wilson Fisk sort of losing grip on reality. He's going crazy over the fact that he had forgotten who Daredevil was. So he actually figures out that if he uses his cane that has the thumb of Purple Man in it, and he uses its own powers on himself, he's going to remember who Daredevil was, and it works. And that's how that issue ends. So we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.